This episode is presented to you by DraftKings. The crown is yours. Welcome back to All the Smoke. We got a nice couple days out here in LA, Jack.
Yes, happy to be back in La La Land.
And man, what better way to start it than with a legend?
Yes,
LA legend,
somebody who I love
hoop
dearly.
legend. We were actually supposed to sit down with you, and then the LA fires broke out.
Yes.
So we had to.
And everybody's safe.
Everybody's
and,
good.
Okay,
Yes.
just,
we had to reschedule, but thank you for making time. Welcome to the show, Cheryl Miller.
Hey, she is also someone. When I first came in, and I did TNT once or twice. She told me that I would be great in doing media. She told me this a long time ago.
So she started lying to you early.
Yeah, she lied to me early. She told me that early, long
Good
time
to know.
ago.
You know what? This is surreal for me because watching you young men, you guys are just my babies starting out in the league. And my microphone was like kryptonite to some of y'all. Yeah. I mean, you put that mic in your face, but now you guys your own show and interviewers, and it's really nice to see you guys come full circle. So I'm really proud of you.
We
guys.
appreciate
really
that.
proud
It means a lot coming from you.
3-time player of the year, 2-time national championship, 2-time tournament MVP, first woman to dunk in an organized game, gold medalist, and that's just a few. When we sit back, Cheryl, unfortunately, I don't think the game of women's basketball was ready for you at the time you came.
Right.
I think a lot of people say you were ahead of your time from a standpoint of there was college and then it was kind of up in the air after that. Talk to us just about that. I mean, such a dominant. We'll get into the high school and actually the accolades, but what was it like for you after college? Because now these ladies have a path to whether they play in the W or go overseas and make a career. What was it like for you back when you finished college?
You know, guys, I'm asked that question a lot, and it's forced me to really pause and think about it. I have no regrets. I truly don't. Before me, there was Ann Myers. There was Nancy Lieberman. There was Lynette Woodard. So we are basically all in the same boat anyways. You know, somebody had to be the first.
Right.
And as far as I was concerned, I was just glad to know eventually I wasn't the only girl playing basketball and balling, you know, and playing at a high level. But it's been a blessing just to watch the women grow and watch the women find their voices, use their platforms, and finally get paid.
Right.
That's been, if anything, the flowers for me is to see their achievements now.
You recently coached the WNBA All-Star Game. You spent some time with Caitlin Clark.
Best coaching job ever.
Best coaching job
Best
ever.
coaching job ever.
Being around Caitlin Clark, how was the experience with her? She's such a big star. I mean, the sky's the limit for her. To be around her, just talk about the type of person she is and how much she loves the game.
I'm going to be honest because it needs to be said. I can relate to that young lady, and I felt for her. I know what it's like to be hated. I know what it's like to be a Black woman and hated because of my
skin.
color.
Yeah.
I can't imagine this young lady, I don't want to use hate, but despised. And people just having, she brought some on herself a little bit because she's cocky for a good reason.
Confident.
And I love that about her. But to watch the dynamics and the media, they had their narrative. And I was pleased and proud to see the narrative wasn't the truth.
Right.
And Angel and her got along so well, and watching them practice and just get it. And Caitlin's like, just fly, and watching her pass. And I didn't know how talented she was and how well she sees the game in a 3D version, thinker, defensively a lot better than I thought and gave her credit for. So watching her and just spending a little time. And one thing, guys, that I've learned is to step back and let these kids be themselves. Look, I speak when I'm spoken to. I'm not sitting up there knocking on anybody's door, offering my advice because I don't know. I don't know what it's like to be social media, Instagram this. I don't know what it's like to be bombarded and have to be the breadwinner in the family and be a brand and be worried about what I do or say and everything else, or 24/7 being pulled in so many different directions and not knowing. I mean, throw in the fact that if I'm insecure, if I've got my own mental issues going on, who do I talk to? I don't regret being born when I was.
Right.
I'm in the right place at the right time. It's just been fascinating to watch these young ladies come up and now take the baton and take it to a different level.
She handled it in a graceful way as well. Some of your peers, they will recognize, her game, but they won't recognize her impact.
Right.
How can you separate the two? It's kind of
hard,
right?
And I used and Jax, you're absolutely right. And I was like, come on, you big dummies. Is she getting hyped? Yes. But she was in the backyard. She was putting in the same time, sometimes maybe more than you were.
Right.
I can't fault her for what she was given. But look, as much as she was given, you can't tell me if that door would have swung the other way where she didn't live up to the hype.
Right.
Come on, folks are still waiting for her to fall.
Exactly.
Come on.
Yep.
So with that being said, you big dummies, you getting paid now.
Right.
Everybody now has an opportunity to pull up their chair and have a seat. So that's the only thing. And thank God I don't listen to, I don't follow social media, and I could really care less because I've been delivered from being a people pleaser and what you think about me.
Right. Me too.
But I will tell you one thing.
Welcome.
I'm just glad that these young ladies who are at the upper tier players, I hope and pray that they have a solid foundation, and they know, guys, who they are, because you know how vicious it is out there.
Do you see any correlation with Caitlin and Angel Reese, what they've done for the WNBA, as to what Magic and Bird did when they came in at the same time?
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah. And I'm sure that Larry and Irv used to laugh at, white against black.
Yeah. And they loved each other.
East Coast, West Coast, loved each other, and respected one another, and understood that this rivalry, this tension, whatever, it was for the betterment of the game. But they never got caught up into it.
Yeah.
And those two are the foundation of the great stories and narratives coming out of the NCAA now, flooding the dub, which helps the dub.
Right.
So that's, my main thing. I want to see how we as women, because again, I know they're going to get mad at me for saying this, we can be petty, we can be short-sighted.
No. No. This is my first time hearing this.
We can, but I'm just hoping that we can embrace one another, whether you're playing for the dub or you're playing in Unrivaled.
Which I love. You wish you could have got some of that, huh?
Oh, in the one-on-one,
I know you was over there watching that,
Come on with them cross-eyed knees, Jerry. Come on, I got you here. I'm just messing with you. I got nothing but mad love for
Shout
you.
out Jewel Lloyd.
Yeah, and that whole league, what they've done and their mindset and the business aspect and the savviness
Crazy
and
smart.
To get their, to build that infrastructure financially, that was the first thought. And when I saw that, I said, oh, they got this. They got this is about to roll out. So, and I just hope, again, backtracking, that we as women can understand and embrace we all have a seat at the table, and it's for the betterment of the sport.
Right. Support. I've seen you sidelines at several SC games, female SC games that I've pulled up to. JuJu has been blazing her trail at SC and slowly but surely knocking on some doors that you put up. What are your thoughts on her game and just the way she's kind of been able to put SC basketball, women's basketball, back to the forefront?
First and foremost, a tremendous talent. And for someone who's been skyrocketed into the spotlight, it's not just the spotlight. She's playing at USC. And you've got the McGee twins, Cynthia Cooper, myself, Lisa Leslie, Tina Thompson. I mean, they're all Hall of Famers.
I was about to say Hall of Famers, yeah.
And now you're expected to not just achieve and arrive, but you got to elevate it. You got to make your next mark.
Mm-hmm.
And to watch this young lady come in as a freshman and poised, just even killed.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I wanted to see when things got tough, when she got the wood laid on her and she was laying on her back and, you know, who was helping her up or was she getting herself up? Because I knew she was going to catch people by surprise. You know, nobody knew.
Mm-hmm.
But that middle and certainly the latter part of that season, double, triple teams, game plans, schemes, everything. How was she going to make the adjustments? So I was pleased to see that. And I'm always amazed at how solid she is as a human being. Certainly a lot of that is her foundation, family foundation. But there's something very grounded and rooted in her. I'm not quite sure where that comes from. If I was to give her any advice, and I have shared this with her, just make sure she maintains and finds that quiet place here and here where her family, loved ones, boyfriend, girlfriend, cat, squirrel, dog, whatever, she has her quiet place where she can just be JuJu. And no basketball, no nothing, and find something that she feels good about doing that's outside of the sport.
It's important. What are your thoughts on women having to wait 4 years to make that jump? Is that an outdated rule? Do you think it suits the game? Because she has to wait.
It's a God bless that rule is there. Yes, it needs to stay there until, you know, the Dub finally financially can. Why? If you are a top 5.
You're making more money. Way
In
more
college.
In college.
Yeah.
No, I would really love to, like, now that's when you'd see me step out and slap somebody. I'm like, what are you talking about? What are you thinking?
That's actually going backwards for them.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah.
Big time. You hurting your brand early to go, you know?
Yeah.
Wait. Make this is your foundation. This is where your money is. You know, for right now.
Yeah.
Right now. It's kind of backwards where for you guys, the regular season was where you made your money.
Right.
But the playoffs is where you make your fame.
Yeah.
So right now, the NCAA is where you make your money.
Yeah, exactly.
The Dub is where you make your fame. That's your legacy.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
There's been a movement of late for you to gain a leadership position in the WNBA. People have been talking and whispering. I don't know if you've actually heard it, but do you have
only
any
makes
interest?
sense.
Do you have any interest in being a part of any kind of leadership structure in the WNBA?
I thought about coaching. Okay, and I'll be honest. After beating Team USA in the All-Star Game, I was like, yeah, baby.
Got that drive back.
I was like, okay, I'm ready to get back in there. But then reality set in. I'm like,
It's a lot of work.
it's a lot of work. There's drafting, and then there's actually communication, and there's getting your staff together, and then you got your president, you got your GM, and that's too much work.
It's a lot.
I'm like,
What about above that, though? What about in
now that, you know what? I would love to be a consultant. And a consultant in this respect. Bad decision, you stupid, you need to be fired, bye-bye.
Yes, that's what they need.
I'll
You
be,
can do that?
yeah.
Yes.
She could play, trade her. What were you thinking?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what the game needs.
That's it. Just
Some honesty.
That and just you and your feelings, get over it, be quiet.
Just some real shit.
I'm gonna pray about you. But yeah.
That's Greg Popovich. That's how Greg used to talk to us.
Hey, I'm just about, look, I just turned 61 in January.
You look great. You look
Happy
great.
belated, and you
I
look amazing,
appreciate
by the way.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you. Smoke and mirrors.
You're
man.
lucky I'm taking.
Welcome to All the Smoke. Welcome to All the Smoke.
We touched on
This is your
Unrivaled
best
a little
episode.
bit. Obviously, a league that has been put together very well. It allows women to not have to go over the water
Yes.
and make money. The ability to get that many stars in any sport is incredible. They got the best of the best from their league. How do you think the WNBA feels about this, and what is the future?
I don't know for sure, but I can only imagine initially. I'm sure the Dub was in their feelings.
Of course.
But again, we've got to learn from our successes and our mistakes. I thought the first 3 years of the Dub, explosion, excitement, whatnot. I thought after that, they rested on their laurels. They didn't do the legwork. They didn't pick up the phones and make sure that the same people that are buying these season tickets, that they're still, how can we, make our product better? What do you need? We stopped asking questions and we stopped reaching out. And, it was dark days for a while. So I'm hoping that they can embrace it and understand that product is just an extension of our product. How can we make you look even better, because it makes us look better
as a whole? The
more leagues that come out, because look, be honest, there's only a certain amount of spots, certain amount of teams. Not everybody could play. So, and there's still some really good quality women out there that still
don't have jobs,
want to ball,
right,
and can contribute. So I'm saying there's a lot of leagues that will be sprouting up that I hope the Dub can sit up there and embrace.
Let's get to your upbringing.
You say it like let's go. Okay.
Well, because I'm just thinking about it from the question. I took a lot of L's from your brother. I don't even know if I got a win. Every day we used to shoot, before like warming up for games. He used to come like 3 hours before us, but he used to come back out and warm up. I'm probably like maybe 0-42 to your brother. How did it feel busting his ass in the driveway growing up? How did that feel?
Hey, you know what? He suffered a lot of L's. he did suffer a lot of L's. And when I tide shifted.
What age was that?
It was. It's like yesterday. It was my freshman year in college, coming home, over Christmas break. And the last time I saw Reg, he was like maybe, 6'1", so I still had an inch or something on him. He was upstairs. I said, come on, man, let's, wake up. Come on, let's go play some ball. He said, yeah, okay, hold on. I said, come on, man, I ain't got all day. So I, went on the court. And he came out the sliding glass door. And that mug was like 6'7". Okay, all right. He got a little height. So we're just warming up. He's shooting, but I'm noticing that, the court's here and the fence is back here, and he's dang near shoulder to shoulder with the fence. And I was like, sorry, he got a little range. He's always been a shooter. And I got the ball, and I crossed him over, got past him, and got him to bite. And then hit my fadeaway. I was like, man, nothing but, this is the same. I'm running this boy. I'm running this boy. Come on, dude. I was like, give me the ball, Junior. Come here, Junior. Kind of give a little shoulder.
Can you imagine your sister talking shit?
Yeah, that's crazy. Come here, Junior.
Come here, Junior. I said, come here, Red. Come here, Red. Come here, Red. You want some of this? And I got past some guys. I was laughing too. Oh, come on, baby. And I hear him.
Pinned it. And I don't know what happened, because this is when the whole mental illness thing set in, and things got blurry and went into slow motion. And I remember like landing and then looking back, and he's still up there looking down with the ball still pinned, pulled it down. He goes, I'm going to give you another try. Ooh. And I was like, then I know something happened. Because I heard something pop. And I was like, got a hammy. Got a hammy. No. Hammy, you lucky. It got tight back here. Never played it again. That was it.
Pulled the hammy. Walked in. Mom's like, you okay, baby? I said, yeah, I'll be all right.
That's when you knew?
I was done.
That was it.
I was done. Tried to come back the next day and play in the stupid game called Horse.
All bad.
Yeah, I know how that feels.
Can't play him in anything. But I got a question for you then. What kind of teammate was he?
I think for me, I played with some, Tim Duncan, David Robinson, but I think he gave me one of the greatest compliments. He told Donnie Walsh and Larry Bird that he wanted me to come in to be a successor. Because remember, he retired the second year I got there, and they knew they would bring somebody in to fill his shoes. I knew I couldn't be Reggie Miller, nowhere close, but the fact that he spoke up for me to bring me in, he was the best teammate ever. That team should have won a championship, and we all regret that because we owed that to Reggie. But the team wouldn't have been the team it was, wouldn't have been together, and able to come back and make it to the playoffs. We made it to the playoffs still and won to beat Boston in the first round. That was all because of the teammate and the leader your brother was.
Oh, I appreciate that. Oh, you about to make me cry.
Yeah.
That's dope.
About to make me cry.
But I remember you said, that was one thing that Jack definitely said. He's like, that brawl, happened. It is what it is. But he said the thing they regret the most is they let your brother down because they felt like that team was capable of winning a championship.
I remember watching that whole thing happen, and it was surreal watching Ron at the time. And he's on the scorer's table, and Reggie's there, and he had that injury.
He was hurt, broke his hand.
His hand. And I remember he has his hand on his chest, and he just, for a split second, and then Ron's up in the stands.
The only person Ron listened to was Reggie.
I remember calling Reggie, and not afterwards because I had to process it. I know that Reggie had to process that, and I go, I said, "How you doing?" He goes, "Cheryl, they're gonna lower the boom. We're gonna get a death sentence." And he goes, "Cheryl," he's like, "Dean, we could have won this. We could have won this whole thing." And to hear that in his voice, and yeah, that was tough.
Anytime you talk to him about it, you can see it. You can see it. Like we had a conversation before. We get emotional because we know.
What does that look, Jax? He goes, "Look."
Yep.
And I'm like, man, oh man.
Every time somebody asks Reggie about me and Ron, though, he speaks so highly of us. Like that, he gives them the opposite of what they expect every time.
He gives everybody ample opportunity to sieve you guys, but he loved you guys.
Yeah.
He absolutely loved you guys because what was the word? What was the phrase? He goes, those guys, Cheryl, never broke character.
Good or bad?
Yeah.
Never broke character.
You
have to receive. He goes, "I respect guys who they never broke character."
What was he thinking when you scored 105 points in a single game?
He was happy until he found out about that. He was cool. He was like, but no, he came home and we, because we played when I was at home. He was on the road with the boys team, and my dad was like, "Well, I can't wait till you. I don't know how Reggie's gonna handle this. I don't know how you baby brothers."
So you guys are, not to interrupt, you guys are 2 grades apart, right?
2 years, one
grade apart, 2 years apart.
1 year.
No, one year.
He'll be
apart.
60 this year.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So 1 grade ahead. Okay.
So he came home, and he's like, "Dean, guess what? Oh, I was killing him today." I said, "Go ahead. What happened?" He said, "Oh, I think he said something like, I scored 36. I was making it rain everywhere. Everything. I was just falling. It was falling." And my dad's just sitting at the counter.
Oh, yeah?
You better fuck your day up.
I know, right? And Reggie goes, "So," he goes, how'd you go?" "I had a good game, Reg." He goes, "Oh, okay. Well, because you guys got to understand." He goes, "Well, he started with the number 50. Well, I'd scored 54 before. I had scored 61 before. I had scored 77 before. He had a few numbers to play with."
He had a few numbers to play with.
So he says, "Well, so you have 50? I said, "Nah." And he looks at my dad. My dad's like, and he goes, "Okay, 60? I said, "No." He goes, now he looks like that. He's got that sick feeling, like that sick look. He's like, start stuttering.
Yeah.
70? And he goes, "No." He's like, "Dean, how many points did you have?" I said, Because I gotta make it work for the number. And he goes, "What?" I said, "I don't know." He He said, did you say, I said 105. And he just lets out this, he's like, Mom, I can't win. I can't win. It's not fair. And my dad and I were just cracking up. But yeah.
You think anybody scored 100 in the WNBA or NBA? I think it happened in the men's game.
Yeah,
as weak as defense is right now. Yeah,
I don't know in the women's game. I'm waiting for somebody to put up 70.
Did you ever play at UCLA's men's gym?
Yes.
We heard you was out there busting men ass in there.
Yes.
How was that?
Matter of fact, that was you remember Mike Dunleavy, Coach Dunleavy?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Mike Dunleavy. Yeah,
he would get out there and play. Shaq when he first came in, we get out there. Irv, all the guys.
You was out there styling on.
I was holding my. I didn't go home with my head hanging.
Yeah,
at all.
Yeah. I would have loved to see that.
No, but I'll tell you one thing. They didn't make it easy, and they didn't take it easy.
They can't.
You know, and
especially because they know you're a shit
talker.
talker.
My God,
they can't.
And they would serve it right back up to me. And but I love that. And you know what? To be honest, that's a blessing in itself. And maybe that's one of the main reasons why making that transition into broadcasting and to the NBA, that you guys gave me so much respect and stuff. You know, so I appreciate you guys.
Because we know you spoke from experience. You really did it.
You
really did it.
I did some things.
What's up, world? It's your boy Stack 5. Little history about me and my Jordan and my shoe collection. Obviously, a lot of people know I was with Michael Jordan. I got lucky to be blessed to be a part of the family when I got to Charlotte. I was wearing some shoes called Protege at the time. Wasn't the best shoe. Mike seen the shoes. He told the trainer to bring me a pair out, put them on, had a great game. Next couple of days, I had a Jordan contract in my locker, signed it, been with Jordan ever since. I get traded and I'm bouncing around with teams, but I didn't like the team Jordans. All the other players had their own PE shoe they were gonna make, like with the real Jordans, the 5s and the 4s, they was getting their PEs made. And some guys had the actual own Jordan shoe. I wasn't in that caliber, but I wanted to feel that way. So we had Nike ID accounts. And Speedikes, 4, 5, and 6s, I think, a mix of all. I fell in love with that style because it was on Nike ID. So I played on different teams and there was different color schemes I made. I think I made over 20, 25. So I think I wore a new pair every game when I played in San Antonio. I had a black and white pair, a black and gray pair, an all black pair, a gray, white, and black pair. I even had my name on the tongue. Shout out StockX. If y'all wanna know what the PEs and the spikes look like, I think I got a pair here, man. These are classic. The most comfortable shoe to play basketball in for me. Gotta have the X to know they're official. But this is definitely the most comfortable shoe for me. I think it's a mix of all the Jordans that are my favorite. But this is one shoe that probably meant most to me in my career because I wore it the most. Shout out StockX. Shout out Speedikes. Shout out Spike Lee too, can't forget that. Actually, Spike Lee, you know what, since we talking, since I'm the king of Speedikes, we need to link up and do a collab, baby. I'm doing a partnership with StockX right now. We're talking about the Speedikes. You ain't came out with a pair in a long time. I think I'm the most famous person to rock these, so it's only right that me and you come together. I'm with the family, Jumpman family. Hey, let's do a collab. And we need you on the show. Peace.
Tip off March basketball with Captain Morgan and DraftKings. Play free and take your shot at a share of $50,000 this March.
Head over to DraftKings.com/Captain Morgan to participate in the 5 free-to-play pools during college basketball's biggest tournament.
The contest starts March 16th and it'll go through March 28th. So enter now to get in on all the action.
Eligibility restrictions apply. Must be 21 plus to enter. Void where prohibited.
See DraftKings.com/Captain Morgan for details. Please drink responsibly.
Our instrumental was your pops, military guy, to raise 2 competitive athletes, great athletes.
Hall of Famers.
I don't know how y'all wasn't twins. Y'all look so much alike, but
Minus the ears.
Yeah, minus the ears.
I don't have his ears.
Is he the reason for the competitives and the shit talking?
No, Reggie did that. That was all Reggie.
That was all Reggie.
That was all Reggie. Reggie did that out of necessity in the household because you got to Reggie growing up, he just physically, he was thin. He had some physical ailments about him. He was knock-kneed, and he had to have his knees reset, and he just pop belly, bad hair conditioning up here. Just Reggie
got all the bad parts.
How would you explain Reggie's jump shot, the genesis of his jump shot throughout the year? Because that was signature.
A lot of it was, because I was always in his face, so it would almost click. And I don't know how many countless coaches tried to change his shot. Then my dad's like, don't mess with his shot. Don't you touch his shot. You could work on anything else, but leave his shot alone. Because my dad was a firm believer. That's something that you day in, day out practice. And that was part of it. And there's certain adjustments you can make, but the way he shot, and it was almost looked like he was pushing it, but he wasn't. It was really, really unique. But what my dad did and instilled in all of us was, if you start something, you finish it. There was no quitting, and you gave your very best, whether it was in basketball, baseball, football, ping pong, Monopoly, spades, trouble, whatever it was, you did your very best. And there were no excuses. No excuses. So we had two older brothers. I was smack dab in the middle, Reggie and a younger sister. So it was built-in competition.
You led SC to back-to-back national titles and were named tournament MVP.
I was one of many on that team.
Yeah, you helped.
I helped. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. I assisted. I love that. I assisted.
But you were also named MVP both times, so you did a little bit more than that. What was the environment like back then? I mean, obviously the press. I'm a UCLA guy, but I always had a lot of respect for what SC has always meant in the sports world. What was LA like back then for you and your teammates? You know what?
This is the one thing that did bother me. Forget UCLA. just the rivalry. What really used to mess with all the sisters, like the female athletes at SC, why did all the good-looking brothers go to UCLA? That's what we couldn't win.
I don't know.
For real.
Yeah, I don't know.
For real.
Jack,
like
I don't
all
know,
the
Jack.
good-looking.
I don't know, Jack. I don't know, Jack.
Like, for real. That's not just, I'm like,
I did not need to hear this today. This is what
Our Liz was like, come on. But yeah.
Oh my God.
But anyways, I'm just thinking about all the guys that use. Okay, anyway. Making me go somewhere I shouldn't. Come on,
never hear the end of this. Never. You heard what Cheryl saying, huh?
What was that? I mean, I remember, us playing there. We never really looked at it. I don't think maybe the school or the students looked at it. Like, I didn't have an issue with nobody on SC. I actually loved SC football because that's back when they had Reggie Bush and all those guys. Like, did you guys look at it as like FUCLA, or was it just more?
No, it was a rivalry.
USC in the hood though, ain't it?
Yeah.
Oh, back in the day.
In the middle of it.
Oh, back in the day, it was like, you get your game on like this, and then, you cross the street.
Yeah, I heard, yeah.
Y'all making sure,
in the middle of it.
Woo! It was no joke. You turn down that wrong alley.
Yeah.
If you want to. And that was another thing. Yeah, we lived in real Los Angeles. You guys were up on the hill.
Yeah. I'm more USC than UCLA anyway. Yeah.
Thank you.
I want to be in the
Thank
fun.
you about that life.
Yeah.
You about that life.
Yeah, exactly.
But no, but when it came to basketball and Reggie, I wouldn't wear anything UCLA, but I made sure that there was nobody up in the stands that had a thought in their mouth.
Yeah.
I love it.
Don't even do it.
This is the same time you're winning championships. The Showtime Lakers are winning championships as well. So we
were their little sisters.
Is that right? Okay.
We were Showtime. Look, our practices were brutal. I've got Cynthia Cooper running her mouth, Tracy Longo, who nobody remember. Well, she was my height. White girl that could jump out the gym. And we battled each other throughout high school. You had the McGee twins, and we had Rhonda Wyndham, my point guard from the Bronx. So we had a little bit of everything. So our practices, coach just basically rolled out the ball, was great in allowing us to be who we are, our personalities. Would step in when we,
Needed it.
got a little twisted.
Mm-hmm.
But the games were the fun part.
Yep.
Practices where we honed ourselves, our skills and everything else. We had to check our egos at the, and that was our captain, Juliet Robinson, check your ego at the door. Mm. And once we stepped on the floor, it was about business. It was, and then you had we had Magic and the Lakers and, them coming in occasionally watching us play. And we were playing at the time at the sports arena. Mm-hmm. So, we were Showtime.
That's dope. I love it. I'm going to give you some names. Okay. I want you to tell me what you think. Deborah Robinson.
Oh, just like a brother. No, I'm sorry. She was a rebounder.
This is Dennis's sister, right?
Dennis's sister.
They said the best rebounder in the family. Yeah.
Pam McGee did her dirty in the championship game because she got in her ear, started talking to her, saying, "I can't believe Kim Mulkey just missed that. You were wide open. You had me pinned." Talking to her throughout the game. Man, I can't believe Kim Mulkey just sat at the. Janice Lawrence won't even pass you. That's a high-low, and you got me pinned behind. And then all of a sudden she starts talking. Why did you give me the ball, Kim? Now there's so she talented, but she had some things going on upstairs.
Like her brother. Pam McGee, one of my former teammates' mom, JaVale McGee's mom.
Pam, hardest working, block to block, hustle, rebounder, will not be denied on the boards. Physical, funny. She would pause to think sometimes. I'm like, are you hearing something? But I now know she was just pausing to think, Yeah. Great teammate.
Cynthia Cooper.
Mm-hmm. Woo! We could not see eye to eye on anything.
Shaq and Kobe.
Oh, it was, and I will say, she was Kobe. And I had some Shaq in her because I had some Shaq in me where, Kobe, you can be you, but you ain't gonna tell me how to do things. Now, and I would sit there, I'm like, Cooper, do you ever shut up? Let me just ask, do you ever shut up? And
she younger than you?
Older.
Okay.
Older. And I was, coming out of high school, you're hearing you're the end all be all. I started drinking my Kool-Aid at a very young age. So now I got this other mouth who wants to go at me. I've got, I knew I was good, but I didn't believe I was good. So I was insecure. So you're gonna challenge me. I ain't no punk.
Right.
I may live in Riverside, but I ain't no punk. Mm-hmm. So she would come out, I'm from Watts. See, she would say that I'm from Watts. I'm like, and
she from Watts.
A fist still tastes the same.
Yeah.
A fist still tastes the same. Want to try it? And we were sitting there, and the twins were like, Cheryl, she's from Watts, and I would pop off, I don't care, But on the court, simpatico.
Yeah.
Simpatico. But I will say a couple things about Cynthia. A self-made, driven, superstar, Hall of Famer, so well-deserved.
Deep. Last but not least, Kim Mulkey.
Oh!
Coach.
I used to call her Dirty South. You just Dirty South.
Dirty South.
Not South. South.
With the F.
Brilliant basketball mind. Tremendous IQ. Great floor general. Fierce competitor. Is one of the, should have been the starter of the Olympic team. Hands down.
Really?
Who was the starter?
Lee Henry.
Interesting.
And that was Pat's player, Pat Summitt, the late great Pat Summitt's player. Mm-hmm. But Kim Mulkey, hands down, should have been the starter.
She was nice.
Because I'm telling you, when she would come in, she's like, Miller, I just need you to fly. You just fly, I'll get the ball to her. She would get that ball. She already knew where everybody was. She could play the game with her eyes closed and would know what pass, when to hit it, timing and everything else. Barking this, knew your position, your cut, where you should have been. I can't believe you still out here. I mean, everything. So to watch her and to play against her was a pain. Playing with her, a joy. No surprise at her success as a head coach.
Is she misunderstood? She kind of gets a bad rap now.
She just swaggy. She doing it her way, man.
Kim is Kim. Kim is calculated.
Never broke character, huh?
I love that. Never broke character.
Never broke character.
What you see is what you get. If you don't like it,
fuck it.
Fresh too.
Oh yeah. She just, she's the female Liberace.
This episode is brought to you by Captain Morgan, America's #1 spiced rum. The legend starts when you follow the captain. Gino, best captain in the league currently. Who's leading their team? Who's someone you would want to lead your team?
Well, this guy, man, he doesn't get any credit, man. And his team is pretty much the best in the league. But it's got to be Donovan Mitchell right now, bro. With all of his young cats over there, and they're getting to it, man. I don't see anybody fading them on the East at all.
I feel like they're getting looked over.
Absolutely.
And I hope they prove me wrong, but I still think Boston is better than them.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
I think Boston is the best team in the league. But I love what Cleveland's been able to do. I'm a big fan of Donovan Mitchell and that young core and the way he's leading them. So it's not a bad call, man.
But I also got to give Wardell Curry some credit.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Boys are playing good basketball.
And I think he's the new GM or something.
GM at Davidson.
That's a leader for you right there.
Shout out Steph, man.
Yeah, shout out Steph.
Shout out Steph.
Yes,
Who would have thought that Woj would have started a new trend on general managers going into colleges? So shout out Master P.
Absolutely.
He's over at New Orleans.
Yes.
Steph's at Davidson. Woj is over at St. Bonnie. So shit, where are we gonna see you at? Long Beach City College?
No, I'm cool, man. That's out my league now,
Okay.
baby boy.
What up, y'all? This is Matt
Your boy Stack.
from the All the Smoke podcast.
Big news. We're teaming up with the ultimate sneaker plug, StockX.
You see it. It's on our feed. Let me put you on to something real quick. If you're serious about sneakers and style, you need to be on StockX.
For the Raz kicks to the latest releases, StockX gives you access to everything you need to level up your game. No more missing out, just straight up access to what's next.
Head to StockX.com or download the StockX app to level up your collection.
It's the game changer. StockX. Now you know.
Hoop fans, the NBA trades have been crazy. Get in on all the actions with my partners at DraftKings Sportsbook with Pick 6. Pick 6 is a fresh and exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. All new customers who play just $5 will get $50 in Pick 6 credits. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now, sign up using the code SMOKE to claim your offer. Getting started is simple. Pick just 2 players and choose if they'll have more or less of a stat. Lock them in and compete against each other for a shot at huge cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now. Sign up using the code SMOKE, only at DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. 1982, the first woman ever to dunk.
I don't know if I don't.
On record, we did a lot of research
There's.
in an organized game.
So you we got to stop you now. You gonna take your flowers from us because you've been trying to deny them and weave them and all that. You gonna sit here and take your flowers from us today?
No, I'm just trying to.
You gonna take them?
Look, because you guys, they'll fact check.
Yeah, we
me.
do a lot of research.
They'll fact check me.
We do a lot of research.
You know, but there's Georgiana Wells.
Dylan, see?
Georgiana Wells, I believe, was the first recorded player
Is that in the game or just in general?
in a game.
Oh, really?
In a game.
Okay.
Georgiana Wells. Go ahead.
Here, we'll Google it. Well, what did that mean to you that day, in that moment, to put a dunk down in the game?
Extra bats of Kool-Aid, baby.
Yeah.
Bats of Kool-Aid.
Extra sugar?
Most sips, huh? Was it adrenaline? Like
It was a take flight. There were dunks, but they weren't considered dunks where I would get a tip dunk. Because, she just pushed the ball in. And, back then it was like, she just pushed the ball. No,
It was a dunk.
tip dunk.
and now my dad said, you do know you dunked that. I said, but they said I pushed it in. He's like, no.
Here you go.
No, well, here you go. But once it was a breakaway still, and it was one of those. You guys have been on those floors. There's something about a floor where
Springy.
Super bouncy.
woo,
Stanford used to have a spring.
Yeah, Stanford. Yeah. Oh,
that's
man.
That's Sacramento court to me.
No, it's Stanford?
No, Sacramento.
Sacramento was like that?
Yeah, to me.
No, Stanford used to have a springy floor.
Man, Stanford, you could, But as soon as I got that steal and I hit the free throw line, I crossed over and I took off where I know I'm like, okay.
I'm up here.
Like, hey! Bam! It hit it. And I landed and I started running back and all my teammates are running over and we're high-fiving and stuff. And the official, I look back and the official's taking the ball in the net and he's just standing there like.
Did this just happen?
It just happened.
He's like, what the? I was like.
That's me.
That's me, baby.
That's me. Obviously, heavily decorated college career, drafted by several leagues after college, including the USBL, which is a men's league. Did you ever consider possibly playing with men?
She grew up that way.
I mean, you know what? You don't hang out in the summer at UCLA and not get a big dose playing with the big boys of reality. Mm-hmm. You know, and I didn't have the handles to be a point guard. Not even close and that's the only position I could have played. Mm-hmm. But physically, no. I mean, it would have been nice to actually try it, but by that time I had blown out my knee. That was the determining factor for me in basketball. That's when we parted ways, and that's all she wrote.
Do you feel like, and I mean, if anyone could have, it could have possibly been you. Do you feel like what is the difference outside of strength and speed with women being able to possibly cross over and play men? Have you felt like there has been a woman that could have crossed over and played with the men?
No. It is straight a physical barrier that just, in my lifetime right now, I don't believe I'll ever see. I just don't. I don't see, because you guys continue to get bigger, stronger, and faster. I mean, I would have never thought that you'd have a 7'7" kid,
shooting threes.
Shooting threes, and it's just there's that evolution gap that will never be closed between a man and a woman.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. I don't want to butcher her name, but the 7-foot Soviet woman,
Uljana Semjonova.
What was she like? I mean, dominant. You got a chance to come up in the same time.
All right, picture Yao Ming.
Okay. Picture this.
Yao Ming, 2 inches
how big
shorter.
Is that boy shorts?
Those were like briefs. They're like wrestling.
Granny
briefs.
pants, right?
Yes.
Granny panties.
Yes.
Oh, no, that's a onesie?
That's a onesie. No. That was a separate top.
Oh, okay.
Not the Australian.
So she had the jersey top with the granny panty bottom.
Yes.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Put nothing over the top.
That's crazy.
No, it's not the belt. That's the trim on the end of the jersey.
That's crazy.
What was her game like?
Back to the basket. I mean, what were you going to do?
Right.
Didn't have, obviously wasn't tremendous foot speed, but at 7'2", and could get up the floor, but all she had to do was get down the floor anywhere and on the block, and it's a wrap.
Yeah.
It's a wrap. Trying to get past her in the middle, it's a wrap. What the Soviet team was so great at, you had 80-year-old women who had played together since they were in cribs, coming out of the cribs. So you had a professional team for dang near close to 50 years. And it was a stranglehold on international basketball. And their players, the perimeter players, were faster, stronger, better shooters. They were a machine. And then you put that in the middle, they were unbeatable.
When did you feel like you guys caught up on the international side, the women?
It started, matter of fact, in 79. It was, I want to say a few of the members was Nancy Lieberman, Ann Myers Drysdale, Carol Blazejowski, and Lynette Woodard. They were in Seoul, Korea. I don't know if it was the World Championships or the Jones Cup, but they finally beat them in 1979. And then we got them in 86, and after that, it was a wrap.
Over.
Yeah, it was the decline of the Soviet Union.
Why do you feel that there's so many European, I'll use that as a broad name, men coming over and having a ton of success, but we don't see as many women coming over from there?
That's a great question. That's a really good question. I'm not sure if they're not experiencing the same obstacles we did early on. because there was such an investment in not only the men's college game and AAU and all that, but their club teams are far superior internationally. So I'm not sure there's been that that catch up between a lot of great college institutions internationally as there is in the United States. So I think that's been kind of a stepping stone, unfortunately, or setback or barrier for international players. It's gotten better, but it's not the influx that you see with the men. The men are coming out and they're just tremendous. And let me ask you this.
Gino's been ahead of the curve at UConn.
Yeah.
He's been getting girls from overseas for a while
but
now.
He's been plucking them from the national team. So he knows. He knows being on those national teams. What do you think? Will there ever be an international player that will be the face of the NBA?
I think so. I think we're real closer than ever with LeBron stepping down, guys like Anthony Edwards coming out saying they don't want to be the face. Like, I think it's going to be given to one of those international guys. I think so. I think Luka might be the guy.
The face. What is that? What's the stigma? Or nobody wants.
We
that
heard
mantle
KD talk about that the other day. Like, what does it mean? What does it mean? What does that come with? What does the face of the game come with? A lot of praise, a lot of critique, a lot of shit talking, a lot of disrespect,
unwanted attention.
And this is a different generation. Like we said, we kind of, KG always uses it. We had to look at this new generation through a new lens, and their wants and needs and whys are a lot different than ours were.
So how different
they don't want
is
the
the
pressure.
game? How different is the game since you guys played? Honestly, what's your take?
I look at it like this: we love the game. They love what the game can do for them.
Okay.
Big difference.
And I just think too, I mean, obviously the plan was to grow this into a global game, and we came in at the end of a really physical era, and there was still some physicality in the late 90s, early 2000s when we first came in, and that's kind of disappeared.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think scoring is at the utmost, three-point shooting's at the utmost, and highlights have been able to me to grow the game. You know what I mean? I have 16-year-old twins that are good players, but they don't watch games. Dad, I'll just watch the recap in the morning on my phone. Okay. You know what I mean? So it's just like it's driven around highlights. And I think, you know, it's a huge, deeper conversation, but I just don't think maybe there's just so much other shit to do now.
That's it.
They can't lock in and stay focused. I'll also say too, I mean, it's just, you know, I think that
definitely money.
International players are talented enough to be the face, but I don't know if they'll ever be an international player. That could be probably deserving, but I don't know if they'll ever be one as the face of an American game.
And the international players' attitude still is like our attitude. If we don't show up and play, we're gonna lose our job. Our American players don't feel like that. We're gonna get the job. The jobs is here for us. But the international players that's coming over, is not a lot of them. So they feeling like, I got to show up and play every night to keep my job. And that was our attitude.
Is the NBA in trouble?
Yes. If they don't get back to the competitive side of the game.
From a marketing standpoint, are they in trouble?
I think so.
I wouldn't say they are, because you got to look at the Luka move. Like, look what that's going to do to the Luka coming to the Lakers. The Lakers are already the biggest brand in the world. How much bigger they're going to get over the water now because Luka is wearing that 77 jersey. I don't know if they'll be in trouble. I think they'll be purists of like, how are these, you know, international players running the game? They'll be frustrated, but I still think those guys are coming over and playing real good basketball.
So the NBA survives because of the influx of talented international players.
Right, but see, that can hurt the league too. Like, just say Luka become the face of the league. You give the face of the league is somebody who doesn't play defense, who doesn't work, you know, all the things they're saying about him. So this is the face of the league. So that's the bad part about it, right? You want somebody like, for me, Russell Westbrook should be the face of the league. The way he approaches the game. He don't get no trouble off the court. Every game he play 110%. Do he play to the standard of the fans? No, not every night. But the effort is there and he's showing up. That's what you're paying for. You know what I'm saying? And people don't understand that side of it. We're not just paying to see somebody that everybody knows show up in a uniform and really not care. We know you really don't care. That's how I look at it as a player.
I mean, they say, you know, ratings are down 30+%, but they also say that social media, it's never been bigger.
Really?
Because we're in the social media area.
Social media, the engagement with NBA around the world has never been bigger than it is.
And that's what they count on.
But the linear numbers are down, but that's older people who sit and watch TV. That's not necessarily demo anymore.
I just can't wait for the playoffs.
The business is good.
There you go.
The business is great. That's all they care about, though.
Yes,
That's all they care about.
That's true.
And it's showing. It's showing you care more about the business than the actual game.
But I think that, Adam Silver has some work to do. He has some things to figure out. You know what to do with this all-star situation. You know what to do with.
That was a hot mess.
Is load management going to be something that will always be here? Will guys ever be allowed to get back to playing physical defense? I think there are some questions that need to be answered because, again, the product hasn't. I wouldn't say it's bad again because it's just a different type of game, but it's not the standard that the NBA has kind of hung their hat on for a long time. I feel like these kids now are more skilled than ever, but I feel like their IQ is a little lower because their training is always one-on-one, head down. Like, what do I do off the ball? And that's why I think your international players come in and play well because they play such a great team concept and understand how to play off the ball. But
I think Greg Popovich need to come back and explain what load management is because they done took from what he was using.
Oh my God!
They took it and twisted it to a whole where you can just sit out, get paid, and don't play. That ain't why Pop did it. That ain't why Pop did it. He did it. He started seeing guys at the end of the season going into the playoffs because guys played a lot of minutes during those 82 games. They probably missed 1 or 2 games. And it was only guys like Tim Duncan, David Robinson. It wasn't none of the young guys.
Right.
You're going to play regardless. You know what I'm saying? So now you got guys who 2 years in the league, load managing. Like, come on now, that's crazy.
That is. I agree.
That's crazy. Pop, it get a chance to put his influence on the league, it'll get back.
That would be smart.
It'll get back.
You ever had one of those moments when you want to elevate your night? Maybe it's a dinner with friends or a celebration that calls for something extra. That's where Grand Marnier comes in. You probably heard of it, but have you tried the signature drink? The Grand Margarita. It's the twist of a classic margarita. It has the smooth richness of Grand Marnier's cognac. And combined with orange liqueur, a bit of citrus, and just the right amount of sweetness, with a taste like that, it's perfect for any occasion. Whether you're chilling at the crib or out with friends, a Grand Marg remixes a regular cocktail into something extraordinary. Don't just settle for a good cocktail when you can have something grand. It's about making your next drink one to remember. So when you're making your next margarita, remix it and make it grand with Grand Marnier. Grand Marnier liqueur, 40% alcohol by volume, 80 proof. 2025 Campari America, New York, New York. Drink with style, drink responsibly.
Gino, what are these LA streets looking like these days, man? I ain't been in them in a minute.
Man, it's rough out there, man. The pool of women out there now, woo, you have to have it together, brother.
Are you out there performing though?
I am now.
Are you?
Yes.
What's the secret? No more popsicle sticks and duct tape?
Yo, no. We're way more advanced than that.
Okay,
now,
where you at with it?
They got this Row Sparks thing that I'm doing.
What's that?
It's a lozenge you drop under your tongue.
Okay.
And you get going. On average, 15 minutes, man, and you ready to go after that, man.
Got your manhood right.
Absolutely. 12 o'clock, you like a rocket.
What's in them?
You're getting a combination of both.
Okay.
Other things that are out there right now. Absolutely.
I only get, one opportunity to make a first impression back here. They haven't seen me for a minute.
Yes, and you don't want to flatline with these girls nowadays, boy, because they'll talk about you. They have you on Instagram.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
They have you on Instagram.
I've been on Instagram enough. I don't need to be on Instagram about this.
Yeah, you need to calm down too with that, by the way.
Now, is it consistent or is it just on call, you'll be ready?
I believe it's very consistent. Well, for me personally, it's consistent. You know what I mean? And I'm not ashamed to say it.
Okay. I mean, we're all getting a little bit older.
I am old.
You definitely are
Yes.
old. Well, I'm glad that you don't have to use the old antics you've been using in these LA streets for a while, and now you have something brand new. So you're almost like a new man out here.
Absolutely. The Cougars love me out there. Man.
Do they?
Yeah, absolutely.
I believe it.
Man.
I believe it.
I'm a good
So
guy.
where can I go and get this?
Man, I got mine from road.co/smoke, man, and they had it right at my front doorstep, man.
If prescribed, new sexual health patients get $15 off Sparks for your first order on a recurring plan. Connect with your provider at road.co/smoke to find out if prescriptions of Rose Sparks is right for you. That's road.co/smoke for $15 off your first order.
Quick hitters, first thing to come to mind, let us know top 5 women hoopers of all time. I'm gonna put you on the spot.
Yeah. You in there.
What?
Top 5 women hoopers of all time.
Not gonna do it.
See?
Top 5 you've played with?
Really not gonna do it.
Said y'all not putting me in the trick bag.
Oh my God.
Now, you know what? If you'd asked me that question maybe a year or two ago, 3 years ago, when I wasn't trying to be around women's basketball, I'd have thrown so many people under the bus.
Yeah.
Now that
you see
now that I'm out there, I'm trying to be nice to everybody.
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Oh no.
One thing I respected this whole interview is every time we ask a question, you kind of sit back and take a deep breath first, because I feel like some shit want to come out, but then you give us something like, hold on. Just what you said right now.
You know what that is? That's the Holy Spirit saying.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yes.
Don't do it.
All right, Lord. I ain't gonna say nothing, Lord. I got
What's your guilty pleasure?
Wow. On a weekday afternoon, walking up to Universal Studios and watching a matinee.
Really? That's dope.
That's peaceful.
That's it. That's it. Just walking up there, watching.
Do you fall asleep?
Depending on the movie.
That's some of the best sleep. Have you in the movies?
Oh, in the movie theater.
Oh my God.
And you know the ones, and you know the seats, every seat.
Yeah.
Like
Yes,
that.
and it's dark and it's.
They set you up for failure.
Oh man, that's it.
Exactly.
That's it.
Especially all
That's it.
some
Nice
free.
and cold,
That's
yeah,
it.
and bundle up.
I love it, bro.
Absolutely.
One album on repeat.
Ohio State players.
Ooh. Ohio players. Mm-hmm.
Love Train.
Love Train. 5 dinner guests, dead or alive.
5.
Dinner guests.
You plus 5, dead or alive.
Dr. King. Michelle Obama. Wilt Chamberlain.
You get a chance to meet him?
Yes. The stories I could tell about that. Put it this way. Will was a player. I'm like, come on,
yeah, Will,
come on,
on
man.
and off the court.
I ain't
Yes,
the one.
sir.
I ain't the one.
Player.
I ain't the one. We ain't talking about basketball. I ain't the one.
Will was shooting his shot, bro. On and off the court.
On and off the
Yes,
court.
indeed.
What
more.
am I? 2 more?
2 more.
Maya Angelou and Jesus.
One message to young female hoopers.
Don't drink your Kool-Aid.
Oh, okay.
Don't drink your own Kool-Aid.
Don't drink your own Kool-Aid.
Whether
like
it's
that.
red, orange,
Simple.
purple,
Purple,
'cause we
blue.
we didn't say the flavors. We said the color. We said the color. If you could see one guest on our show, who would it be?
But,
You have to help us get your answer on the show.
yeah, I mean, we haven't had your goddamn brother yet.
God damn. I mean, I didn't want to say it, bro. I got down.
I hit him for this trip. No, he
I mean,
said,
I didn't talk to him a million times.
And you can't get him on the show?
So he ain't turning us down.
he just always busy.
Man too.
He's in Milwaukee, he
busy.
said, this weekend, or this run for us.
Oh, he
too.
on that damn bike?
Yeah.
Tell the peddlers over here.
Yeah.
Peloton your ass
Well,
over here.
you help us, and me and Jack will continue to work on it. We love to sit down with your brother,
Nah,
man.
that's some story. Now, you want some stories?
Oh, no. Hey, you talking
About
about
me,
a
though.
story. Oh, about you, about. I want to hear about Larry Brown and how that was. And you know what? What was it like to really be coached by Larry
Hey,
Bird?
Bird.
Larry Brown?
Bird.
I wasn't coached by Larry.
I know.
she's
That's
talking
what I
about you
want to
just
find
talking
out.
about her brother.
Like, I want the
He
truth.
was a great president and general manager team. That's who called me and gave me my biggest contract. Like, I was in my neighborhood sitting on the corner with my friends, and I got a phone call from Larry Bird. And
Doing
I jumped
bad
up and
shit.
I put him on spin. I'm like, y'all, this Larry Bird. Everybody got up, started rolling up instantly. I'm like, and Larry Bird told me, welcome to the Indiana Pacers. We're giving you such contract, and that's all he had to do for me. I'm in debt for life.
Wait. So he calls. What were you expecting him to call? For what reason or no?
No, I wasn't expecting him to call. I was getting ready to sign with the Pacers.
Right.
And I thought Donnie Walsh, my agent, was going to call me.
So you got the call.
Larry, they told Larry to call me.
LB.
In my neighborhood.
You had to be hyped on that one.
Put him on speakerphone, went crazy. You know, that's one of them calls when you get up and everybody take off running. One of them phone calls. I'll never forget it. Larry Bird called me.
All right, I got a quick question for you guys. Toughest player you ever played against?
Kobe for me.
Offensively, Kobe. Defensively, Ron Artest.
Really?
By far. This is good. He can win MVP and Defensive Player of the Year multiple years. If this was right.
Right.
Tough.
Yes.
Best coach you ever played for? Ooh.
I'm going to give you a best and favorite.
Okay.
Best by far was Greg Popovich. Favorite, Don Nelson.
Oh.
Because he believed in me.
Okay.
He believed in me.
I would say best. Damn, I played for some great coaches. I would say best is probably Phil Jackson. Because if you were able to get on that court, it's only because he trusted you. So that's why he just sat there and let us play. Phil didn't do too much screaming and barking and shit. He sat on his extended super high chair. And if you were able to get on the court for him, that means he really trusted and believed in you.
We both played for some great coaches. Larry Brown, Mike Brown,
Rick
Carlisle.
Rick Adelman for me. Stan Van
Paul
Gundy
Silas.
was a good coach. He just foamed out his mouth every time he talked, but he was a good coach.
Good coaches.
All right, my last final question. You're probably not going to answer this, but I'm going to put you guys on the spot. Laziest teammate that could have been great.
Ooh.
For me, laziest teammate that could have been great. David Harrison. Remember David?
Yeah.
He was with us in Indiana when the fight happened.
He was crazy.
Yeah.
Bro, but I'm telling you, 300 pounds with a 40+ inch vertical.
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable. Body, can catch, can run, all that. Just up here, bro. It's up here.
I wouldn't. I don't want to use the word lazy. I would use maybe distracted.
He was lazy.
And could have been great was Baron Davis. I don't want to say lazy because I wasn't around him all the time. I just think distracted with like the business of all the other shit.
Okay, but
I think Baron could have been
you
incredible.
stand firm on lazy.
He was lazy.
Yeah.
All his energy.
I gave him 3 chances.
No, sis. He was lazy.
Okay.
All his energy was in the clubs. He used to show up to practice with no shoes on because he left his shoes in the club.
Oh, wow.
This type of person we're talking about.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I want to ask you one last question before we get you out of here.
All right.
And you didn't give us the women's side, so you got to give us this side. Rank these 3 in order. Your order. MJ, Kobe, LeBron.
Yeah, you gonna do that one.
Come on now.
You've been running all day.
We let you slide on the other ones.
MJ, Kobe, LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
No one knows where I live. That's a good time.
Your brother do though.
But you guys can't get a hold of him, so I'm good. I got to go with MJ, LeBron, and then Kobe.
Okay. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
Not at all.
How can you go wrong with that?
You can, because when you look at LeBron, in my opinion, too, is the greatest phenomenal specimen of an athlete.
Yeah, we ever seen.
Physically, a physical. I don't know if we'll ever see a physical marvel of someone of his magnitude, and it's just not. It's you got to take that and then longevity.
Everything.
Okay. LeBron, MJ, Kobe.
I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that at all.
Cecily, you can talk me. I've got it.
Yeah.
I just got from longevity, and he is still balling.
Still balling.
And not to mention all that. I mean, we're talking basketball, all the great shit he does off the court as well.
Yeah.
You know what? This is why these guys aren't great interviewers. Don't give me all these particulars afterwards. Oh, you can include this and include that. He's a social activist and all this kind of stuff. But you know what? If you put that, then it's clearly LeBron of what he does off the court. The things that, okay, now if you're going to add activism to it, then it's going to be LeBron, Kobe, and then MJ. If you're going to throw that in there. Because Kobe has done so much, not only for your game, but for women's game, and what his daughter G would have been.
Yeah, absolutely.
A lot of the stuff all those guys do don't get highlighted as much.
I agree.
You know what I mean?
And that's what I love about certain athletes. You never know what their left hand is doing.
Right.
You may see this, but you never know what their left is. And I respect that. I respect players
A lot
like
of people
that.
don't know
Reggie's like that.
How many old folks' homes and hospitals that MJ done built in his mom's name. A lot of people don't talk about that either. You know what I mean? So they all do great things. So salute all 3.
So it's then 1, 2, 3 go.
They all better than us.
1A, B, and C.
Any order
1A,
goes.
B, and C. You can't go wrong. First, and they're still
Building.
building and contributing.
Well, Cheryl, man, we appreciate your time and all that you've done for the game and continue to do. We got some.
Oh, thank you.
And the books in there.
Got a book and some shirts and some merch.
I appreciate that, guys. Thank you. Who's
That's a
book?
wrap. It's ours. We got a coffee table book. That's a wrap. Cheryl Miller, one of the greatest to ever do it. Great player, but even better person. You can catch this on All the Smoke Productions YouTube and the DraftKings Network. We'll see y'all next week. Check this out. Deli Boys on Hulu. 2 brothers, Raj and Mir, are living up the high life. Not a care in the world.
When their old man dies, it all vanishes. Poof. And they find out he just didn't own a deli, but he was a drug kingpin. And they're like, what the?
Throw in the ruthless aunt, some guys that want to kill him, and keep their dad's drug business going.
Sounds amazing, right? Deli Boys is now streaming on Hulu.
This episode is brought to you by Boost Mobile.
Boost Mobile is now a legit nationwide 5G network. I know we stay joking, but let me take a second to put on my serious voice. Because this isn't a joking matter. Me personally, I would never joke about a 5G network that has invested billions in building 5G towers across the country.
Me neither.
Not even once.
Me neither.
Feel me?
Boost Mobile is now a legit nationwide 5G network and also provides coverage across 99% of America. Seriously. Visit boostmobile.com or your nearest Boost Mobile store for more information.
The Boost Mobile network together with our roaming partners covers 99% of the U.S. population. 5G speeds not available in all areas.